So, last we left off, we cruised in on the airship into the mountain range, helping out as much as you could and learning from lessons. Last time when the airship was actually going down, you helped out and managed to get off the airship pretty much with no problems. A couple of bumps and bruises. But landing in the mountain range by the Garaja Gap, feeling that this region never gets any sunlight, basically. Cold and rugged and windy and rough. You start moving along, thinking that you need to find some place for the night. Patrick scouts ahead and finds a cave, goes in, sees a nest of some sorts before puffing out of existence. Ghost got out his lens of true seeing, looked ahead to find kind of a half goat, half man rummaging through an old chest or something in this cave. So, also I've given Ian a bit of a more detailed update while you guys were coming in online, but you came around the corner, Puck get into position, tried to talk to this guy before he turned around and pointed out the Puriton coming up from behind you. Battle ensued. This creature tried to escape before Puck made short work of that, cutting his leg, knocking him out on a rock, beat the monster. Hera very kindly pulled the wing over the eggs just to make sure they had a chance of survival. Then harvested the organs, of course. And then Ghost, while talking to Nemos, as you found out his name, he gave you the information that as a marginalized group up in the hills, as a clan, never really accepted by civilization, always getting pushed away, a very common thing you've been hearing of a certain particular group. They've welcomed in a bunch of people that, funny enough, can change their appearance at will. And the chief has been instructed by this new group of friends to bring any kind of metals, any kind of scrap, especially adamantine, to the village. So, clicking off alarm bells on that. Nemos thanked you for saving him from this beast and wants to offer out some hospitality and shelter for the night. So, getting together, everyone leads out into the mountains. Probably worth also mentioning that Puck and Hera found the druid's little grove, little well of water. Puck taking a flask and Hera washing herself with the water, getting some temporary hit points and a constitutional boost as well for the next 24 hours. So, as you move through the mountains, the sun is pretty much set now. It's getting dark. Thick grey clouds and a howling wind wear you down as the rough steps, you count thousands of them before your mind trails off from trying to count more lie in front of you. Nemos moves with a steady foot. As you noticed, they are proportioned for about medium-sized humans, but they kind of narrow and expand as you ascend more than 500 feet, climbing and climbing. The staircase, narrow in width, has no railing, and as it continues to climb, it never once doubles back on itself. It keeps just going up and up and up. As the wind is howling, can I get everyone, please, to make a constitution check, please?
Do I take it at some sort of advantage?
Yeah, so you have...
What was the condition that I had, sorry? Is it a condition?
Bear's endurance.
Bear's endurance.
It's part of the enhance ability spell, I think.
Yeah. Just looking it up now. Enhance ability. Bear's endurance. The target has advantage on Constitution checks and gains 2d6 temporary hit points, which are lost when the spell ends. But you also gain those hit points in health as well, so you kind of bumped up.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah. I did the hit points last session.
Yep. So you can make that roll with advantage. Ghost, what'd you get?
8.
Puck,
16.
Molotov,
17.
and Hera with advantage.
15.
15. Nice. So you all kind of bear down with this wind howling in, and Ghost, you are kind of up the front with Nemos. And you see him kind of, very sure-footed around this thing, but you kind of get hit with the brunt of every gust of wind and stuff like that. And you're trying to keep an eye on him because he keeps bounding forward a little bit and then waiting for you to catch up, but you're just concentrating so hard on keeping your group in mind behind you and this new creature in front of you. You get pretty exhausted, and you're going to suffer one level of exhaustion. The rest of you kind of push forward, and it becomes tough. It's getting dark. You're concentrating on not falling off this mountainside, but you do manage to push through. After about 40 minutes, 50 minutes kind of thing of pushing through this, the sun has fully gone now. The moonlight does cast a little bit of light through the mountainside. But you eventually reach a cleft in the mountainside as it splits. And you see kind of another side up ahead of you. A wooden bridge looks like it spanned the gap, which it seems to have rotted away. Before you kind of look down and see a safer bridge that has been built recently, within the last couple of months. An enormous wooden water wheel is attached to an iron axle just north, as you start seeing these walls, like palisade walls, mounted above a swift-flowing river that spills down the mountainside. The grinding of the wheel, the cranking of the water wheel, and the rush of water pouring down the mountainside that come into earshot now drown out the wind from the canyon below. So it kind of changes to this mechanical screech. As Nemos approaches, you see two wooden doors by what you imagine is the start of this village, tucked away in the mountainside. Nemos goes up to it and kind of looks back at the party and kind of gives like the just wait a second, couple of feet back, and he goes up to the gate and knocks on it.
I'll take that opportunity
Yeah.
to kind of lean back into Puck and pass on the information that it's the shifters that are here.
Right. Well, maybe they've heard of us. Maybe not. I'm sure we'll find out.
After a minute or so, you hear from beyond the gate almost a deep voice, but it's in a language you don't quite understand. It's almost a bleating. Like a ram or something. And Nemos responds in a bit more of a higher pitch, but can't quite understand what they're saying. The comprehend languages has worn off Ghost. But the conversation seems to go on for a little bit longer than a, hey, let me in. Carries on for maybe, 30, 40 seconds or whatever. Nemos, again. And then you hear almost like a gong boom, ring out through the mountains. And the gates, you hear the locks obviously being moved, or the barricades getting removed from them. And the gate creaks open. Inside, you see a couple of like yurt huts, circular in design with straw roofs. Couple of square buildings as well. It looks like almost a small farming village up in the mountains. Very, very grey and so on, especially at night. And in the center, there is like a mound of earth that goes up to a central yurt. Each hut has a bit of smoke coming out from its chimney. To the northwest of the village, you see almost like a slope in the mountain that's been turned into some farm. You know, like there's like rows of not rice fields, but you know how they've got like those tiered steps. All tools are obviously put down at night time. Some of the huts have like little hip-high fences around them, maybe to keep in some animals, some pigs or goats or whatever. And yet the wheel keeps turning back to the northeast. And as you walk in, you do see by the gate there is a structure that holds this big, it looks golden, but it's probably bronze or something, gong. And standing next to it is a definitely more tougher looking goat man. I'll send you an image now. Almost seems to have definitely has a weapon on him. It looks like a sword or a saber of sorts. I would say this is probably 80% goat, 10% man. Send it now. Very tough looking. Definitely as like a guard or a sentinel or some sort like that. And he kind of looks at you. He's got a nose ring in as well. And just kind of looks at you as you... Yotiak, yeah. And just gives a grunt. And the condensation comes out. Nemos turns around to you, Orwin, says, well, as I promised, we've been granted an audience with Karthikaya, our chief. If you follow me, she has been let know that we are approaching, and it points to the hut in the center. So I guess what I'll do is I'll show you what you see here. As you enter in this hut, it's quite compact and tight. Nemos offers for you to go first as he kind of like gestures to the door, and you kind of pull these sheets across. It's not an actual solid door. You pull these sheets across, and much like a tent of like a tribe chief, it's full of smoke as it circles its way to the top of the yurt and exits that way. A couple of mattresses and pillows lying around. You see at the end this older yak that has jewelry and stuff hanging off her, some robes. She seems to have a scimitar across her belly. It's in its sheath, and it's got some nice intricate like flame designs down the side of it. She has jewelry on her fingers, and she holds a big pipe as she looks up and goes, welcome to the camp. Beside her kneel two male yak folk, a bit of longer hair on them. They seem to carry staffs or walking sticks it seems. They're very hunched over, very bowed down. They seem to be attending to her. You know, like they'll feed her a grape or fluff a pillow or something like that. So this is what the two side people look like. And then this is what she looks like. As the two on the side are feeding her and you know, one relights the pipe and stuff, as all four of you kind of get in there, it gets quite almost shoulder to shoulder. And she turns to one of them as they are handing her a grape. She flicks the hand away and she goes, make space for our guests. Go. Tend to the huts. And he goes, he just kind of grumbles and moves and shuffles past you. So you guys see this as you make your way into the tent. So you're here in the center here. Please. Sit. Make yourselves comfortable. I hear you've traveled with our friend Nemos. Nemos, welcome back. What wares did you bring from the mountainside? Nemos is kind of still at the door holding the curtain back. He goes, an unsuccessful trip, Karthikaya. But I did find guests who helped me out of a tricky situation. Our thanks need reaching out to these, you see him think for a second. Ghost, Puck, Molokov, and Hera. Karthikaya sits back in her cushion and takes a hit from the pipe and blows out smoke that kind of fills the room a little bit. Well, thank you for helping one of our clansfolk. We must stick together in these treacherous mountains. Please sit. She gestures again to the cushions that are on the ground.
Thank you. I suppose it really was nothing. It's just a fortunate circumstance. We're glad we could help.
Much unfortunate circumstances in these mountains. A tough breed it makes. A tough breed. Oh, you look tough yourselves. Look at these wares. And she kind of leans forward a little bit and gestures to you, Ghost, and you see that the guy on the side, like here, gets up for her and kind of like lifts up your arm and like drops it just to get a look at you. And she kind of sits there and almost like Boss Nasa from Star Wars, kind of just like settles in and as the fur from the yak, she goes, please eat. We shall shelter you from the cold, harsh winds of the mountain. And the husband on the side, as Nemos said, she does have two husbands, pushes forward a plate of you see almost like sweet rolls, like baps and fruits like apples and pears and stuff. Pushes that forward as well. She takes another puff of the pipe, puffs up in the air, and I guess your first round, she hands the pipe to you, Ghost. Our welcome extends to all those that help the clan.
It's incredibly generous of you. I'm sorry we haven't made formal introductions.
We don't need to be formal here in the mountains. We go as the winds take us, as the stone moves us. But if you insist, who is it that I speak to from foreign lands?
From all over. I'm sorry, am I holding a pipe?
Yep, yep. And it is 2 hands for you to hold.
What does it smell like? Does it smell like tobacco?
Yeah, give me a nature or survival check.
20.
20. Yeah, it smells like sweet tobacco. Like almost like it'll have some effects to just
Wacky. A little bit of wacky tobacco.
a little bit grass from the field, if you get my meaning.
Yeah, sure. I don't think Ghost is such a stranger, so he'll take just a wee little puff, kind of.
Yeah, it tickles the back of your throat a little bit, but you give a cough and you feel a little bit. Your shoulders kind of drop just a little bit. So, who is it that I speak to? As you see the husband kind of come up and take the pipe off you and move around and give it to Hera.
We're from all over, but joined with the motive of keeping the world safe and making it a better place, I guess you could say. I'm
Noble
Ghost.
cause.
Have names. As Nemos said before. I'm sorry, this is all a little strange. It's been a very long journey for us.
Of course, of course. Long is it the treks through the mountainside. And what brings you to our beautiful, when you look at it the right way, home? Hera, the pipe is now in your hands.
We're doing some investigating. We received some information that there might be something happening up at the volcano.
Well, this whole range holds volcanoes. We sit quite close by. One, it's where we get our minerals from. You might have seen as you entered the wheel. The whale reaches down into the depths and it pulls out crafting materials.
I was going to ask DM, did we see, like, I mean, it's just a map, and the map doesn't have to be 100% accurate, but I was wondering, is there, like, a forge here? Because I know that they're collecting metals.
Yeah. As you walked in, you didn't see one. Maybe one of the huts has a blacksmith in it, but normally they're made of a bit more stone material than hay and straw and stuff. So, yeah, a bit odd that there's no forge directly here.
And is there,
go on.
like, she's got a metal sword, but, like, is there much other kind of metal work around?
There's a couple of bits of trinkets and stuff, but no, not a lot of metal and stuff around. Cool. Hera, what are you doing with this pipe?
I'm inhaling, definitely.
Yeah.
The constitution and the bravery of a bear at the moment, but probably, to be fair, wouldn't have even sniffed it, would have just assumed tobacco, and I'm, yes, okay. We'll be taking a seat and probably sat with it for a second and maybe had 2 or 3 puffs and then all of it. And thought about the fact that it's probably supposed to be passed around to everybody in the group.
Sure. As you have that thought, it gets taken from you, and the Yak folk moves it over to Puck. At the same time, the food is now kind of moved more central around this like little fire that's happening in the middle. So I imagine you guys have skipped dinner, but there is bread rolls, fruits, cheeses, that kind of thing, lying around.
We'll definitely be hungry, I suppose. This has been probably a pretty big day, but we'll be sort of eating and just sort of, maybe just to myself, not keeping track, I guess, but maybe as I'm eating, trying to find notes of what they've done, how they've maybe put these together, just to
sure.
get inspiration of my own.
Yeah.
I get complaints in the kitchen from these guys, so we're trying to.
Yeah, definitely taking note of the herbs and spices that they've used. But the pipe gets passed to you, Puck, as Karthikaya goes on and says, yes, we use the heart of the mountain to, it churns the wheel, and the wheel grinds the grain, and we can feed our people and present the food that we offer in front of you here. It's a simple life, but we stand by ourselves and make sure we survive.
Your hospitality is greatly appreciated. Puck's just going to take it into, like, the smoke into his mouth and let it out through his nose.
Sure.
He is an inherently distrustful person.
Sure. You still get a little bit of a sweet taste to it, but you kind of are very cautious about it, and the pipe gets taken from you and moved over to Molokov.
A bit weird considering the circumstances, but I'm sure Hera and I have been past a pipe in weirder dorms, so Molokov absolutely takes a hit.
Yeah, sure.
You ever partied with lizard folk, man?
Sure. The pipe comes back round to Karthikaya, and she takes a hit as well. Well, whatever your purposes are up here, investigating volcanoes and the such, well, we can show you how our mine works. The elevator that goes down into the mountains is very useful. But for now, that is tomorrow's problem. Please eat, drink. And she kind of hits the guy next to her, and he goes, grabs a casket of wine and starts pouring some wine for everyone, including himself. Passes one to Karthikaya first, and then round to Ghost Hera, Puck, Molokov, and they're kind of nice little goblets. You probably finish them in a swig or two, but the casket of wine is placed in the middle for others to fill as they please. She takes a drink.
Do you get many visitors here?
Oh, well, not many venture into the mountains, and when they do, we like to see faces of all descriptions. We always offer a bed of hay, our food, our wine, our herbs. She looks at the pipe. Are for all to enjoy. She takes another puff and takes a sip of wine.
Very peaceful little operation we have going on here.
With all that's going on in the world, it's hard to find pockets like this anymore.
That is true. It's quite refreshing, actually.
I understand that we are strangers or outsiders in your land, but forgive me for being just a little cautious. We understand that your people are not, how do I say this? Freely welcomed by the other folk who live here.
She leans forward a little bit. And if you've been drinking your wine, she'll gesture to top up yours as she tops up hers.
I haven't touched mine.
Yeah, she notices and fine, tops up hers and takes another swig.
All I'm saying is it's incredibly honorable.
Well, even if those with that down below don't accept us, we stand here with open arms. We are to show that the times are changing. Yeah, Harry, you kind of pick up on on that sentence as she kind of stood just looking at Ghost. Times are changing, and our time to prevail and far more than what we can up in these barren lands. Well, we would like to extend our hospitality to all those that will accept us when our time comes.
No, then there'd be the more the merrier. We had some friends back in Bathrond. Group of what were they? Bat folk?
Interesting. I have heard of the
United with
likes.
them in the town. We understand the journey you walk.
That's
It's a
good.
tough one.
Yeah, you see her kind of reflect on when you say it's a tough one. She pulls out one of the bigger bread loaves and rips off a piece and passes some around to everyone. It's very very light bread, very aerated. Yes, well, we must stand together in these times. Unfortunately, you can't change the way people think merely by standing idly by.
If that were true, the world would either be incredibly peaceful or thrown into chaos.
Laughs at that, and the pipe gets passed around one more time, assuming, Puck, you're not taking another hit. As she kind of goes on, she makes a little bit of light jokes and stuff, and the three that have taken from the pipe do find things a little bit more relaxing. You kind of do find yourself laughing at her jokes, even if they're not perfectly made. You kind of feel the warmth of this hut as well, like since the flaps have closed behind you, the warmth keeps in here, and you know when you get that warmth from inside out, you kind of just go, oh, I feel comfortable. Like you definitely feel the warmth as well, but maybe not just to the extent that these guys are starting to tingle a little bit.
I will reach into my bandolier and pull out a little vial and kind of pop it and drink it just while we're sitting and having conversation.
Yeah. What is it?
It's a potion of watchful rest.
Oh, interesting. And what does that do? You don't suffer exhaustion if you stay up?
Yeah, so you can remain awake during a long rest and still gain its benefits. Magic can't put you to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
That is all. I'm being cautious.
Sure.
But also enjoying myself.
Yeah. You find yourself relaxing a little bit, and Kathakaya goes, so, I think it is decided. We put business aside until the morning. Then I will show you what we are doing in the mountains, the minerals we have found. Maybe that might help in your investigation into what volcanoes you might be seeking. Until then, please eat, relax, drink. What is ours is yours.
Oh, perhaps we could bore your ears with tales of our travels.
Please, I
have some stories.
I would love to hear.
Let me tell you about this one particular goblin. His name is Garunda. He is a wonderful fellow, and get this. He rides a spider.
She like spits out a little bit of her wine and a spider. How small is this goblin? Laugh
Oh, it's a
raucously.
very small goblin and a very large spider. Even better, they can just disappear like that.
She is fascinated by the story and laughs ensue, and you might say something that sparks something in Molokov's mind, and Molokov, you find yourself giving a bit of a chuckle that turns into a laugh. Here you're kind of relaxing a bit as well. Even Puck, you find that it is an amusing scene. No, Siri, you're not involved in this. My question to you, Puck, if you wouldn't mind answering as honest as you can, would you have eaten any of the food?
Yes.
Could everyone please make me a Constitution save?
That's a nat 20.
Oh no, it's a 7, not a 1. Cool. So 14 total.
Ghost?
That's a 10.
And Hera?
It's 15 total.
With advantage?
With advantage. But essentially the same roll that I just rolled before for the Constitution save.
Okay.
14 and a 4.
That's a total of 22 for me.
Yeah, cool. As Ghost is telling stories, and even you, Puck, you intervene a little bit and say, oh, I actually remember this happened, and so on and so forth, even though you are being cautious. Hera and Molokov add...
All of my stories are like of the characters around the main things that we've done.
Yeah. I imagine you're not giving away too much secrets and so on and so forth, but the laughter kind of starts echoing around the room, and Hera, I think you notice it first as you eat another one of the berries and stuff, and there's something in here, like there's pepper, there's salt, but there's something that they're using. Is it paprika? Is it thyme? Is it you're not... Oh. That feels weird. That's right. Ghost is still telling us... Oh, whoa. Did the room just kind of shift a little bit? You're not feeling good. Molokov, you have the same feeling. You relax and you feel yourself sinking into the pillow, but then you feel yourself sinking into the pillow, and it almost kind of encapsulates you. It's wrapping around you and it's comforting. It's like a warm hug from a giant teddy bear of sorts. Oh, and you start to doze. It's been a long day. Ghost, do you feel your stomach kind of... Oh, something's not sitting right in there. That's all right. You know how to hold... Yeah, you give out a little burp, but you know how to hold your composure, and... Oh, no, that's really not sitting well in there. And it starts to occur to you that something is trying to happen within your system, but from drinking the potion, it's not reacting properly. And Puck, you... Even though eating the food, you've just been nibbling, I would say, at little bits, and you can feel your senses starting to alter, and so you kind of stop eating for a bit, and then maybe you're feeling a bit peckish, so you take another bite, but then no, that's just adding to it, so you've left it alone. Before long, I'd say Puck and Ghost, you see that Hera and Molokov have dozed off. And at first that's not alarming, because it is a very comfortable situation. What's alarming is, Puck, probably with your passive perception, you see that Karthikaya, the chief, she's noticed that they've dozed off, and she keeps eyeing you and Ghost. And keeps talking, keeps telling a story, looks at you and Ghost again, and tops up her wine and drinks it, and pushes another plate of food towards you both.
Yeah,
Don't
we're inventors.
need to eat as much at our size, I think. I'm going to give Ghost a meaningful look.
Sure.
And see if I don't know if he's going to pick up on that, but I'm giving him a meaningful look of just like, yeah, something's tickling the back of his head, kind of thing. He's like,
Yeah.
that's something's a bit funny here. Well, your
Is
as I say, your
Nemo
hospitality
still-
has been most welcome, but I think, as you can see, we're pretty tired.
Of
Is there a
course.
place that we could?
Go on.
Is there a place we could hunker down for the night?
Well, I wouldn't be such a host if I weren't to offer the most comfortable place in the camp. Why don't you take my hut, and I will stay in one of the stables and one of the farmers, and will offer you all my hospitality. Come. And
Oh, no, please, we couldn't.
No, you could.
Put
You
us
could.
up in the stable.
And she gives an elbow to the guy next to her, and the quick go looks at her, kind of like, oh yes, and stands up to get up to leave. And she stands up and goes, yes, I'm quite tired myself. Why don't I leave you? Oh, she notices the two that are asleep. Why don't I leave you to make yourselves comfortable here? Please feel free to have any more that you want. The fire should put itself out by morning. So she's standing at the moment.
What kind of door is on this place, and are there any windows or anything?
There's no windows, but there's two flaps that are kind of behind you, and Nemos was on the outside of them.
Are you still there?
Well, the flaps are closed, so unsure.
Right. Is it like a strong door, or is it just like
leather flaps?
Yeah.
Flaps. I assume they're probably maybe weighted at the bottom.
Sure, maybe some little tiny rocks so they don't howl in the wind, but you can see out them if you kind of look at the right angle, kind of thing.
Might I'll probably say, as they're sort of heading out, I'll say to Ghost, like, I think I just need to relieve myself, and I'm gonna try and get outside. I'm gonna get outside and just check on things outside the hut after they leave or as they leave.
As you pull back the flap, you see Nemos leaning up against the side of the yurt, kind of listening in, and he kind of is startled when he sees you. Oh, Puck. Going somewhere? And you see him like look past you to the chief and then back to you.
I just need to relieve myself.
Looks up again, and
I assume like if I'm in front of the chief, I'm gonna give him a very threatening look.
Yeah.
Because I'm the one who cut his leg open.
Yes. You see him look.
Was intimidating him,
up
and the chief can't see my face.
Yeah, he looks up past you again, and then you see him give a little bit of a nod and go, "Of course. If you want to up behind the gong, is fine. They don't really have a spot. Please." And he moves out of the way for you.
As I go over there, I'm listening. I'm trying to take everything in, because I guess my spidey sense is tingling.
Sure. So I guess I'll say you move up to here.
Yeah.
As you get towards the gong, you notice up here is a big iron gate.
Mm-hmm.
That obviously leads through. It appears to be locked. It's got a big lock on it. Give me a perception check.
Perception. Perception. That is a 24.
24. Okay, a couple of things are going to happen at the same time here. As Puck leaves, Ghost, you see that Nemos is standing outside. And as Puck, you're walking towards this gong. You're very nice, very hangy and everything, but to your left, you notice this pen up here. Little fences, obviously to keep goats or pigs or something in, but inside the pen is a cage. And the cage is covered in some sort of material, and it looks like it has been... I don't know how to describe. It has been put there in a hurry, it almost like it has been put there to cover something. It doesn't look like it fits normally over this cage up here.
Okay, so is that over to me?
Yeah.
Does anyone come with me, or am I just on my own?
No, you see Nemos is still standing by the thing at the door.
Is he watching me?
Not like staring you down, but he's kind of like just looking out, and then you see him looking back in the tent, and yeah, he's kind of like in between the two.
Has the chief left?
No.
And perhaps in the morning, like you said, business is for tomorrow, but maybe we can help you with your material gathering. I mean, we've picked up many trinkets over our times, and I'll pull out a shining crystal lens.
Oh.
They do all sorts of things.
Oh, you put it to your face, don't you?
Yeah.
Okay. Give me a perception check, Ghost. Puck, what are you doing?
If the people there are distracted, I am legging it over to there.
Yep.
Real quickly.
I'm gonna say give me a stealth check, but that's more of a kind of like you're noticing Nemos, and then you're gonna do a little side jolt when he's not paying attention.
Yeah. God, I love being a rogue. That's a 26.
You get right up to the fence line. The house, by means, seems to have a little bit of light inside. Maybe someone's in there. You see in the pen, there's like two pigs. And then you see this square cage with a piece of cloth thrown over it. You can't quite see if anything's in it or not. It seems that someone's covered it. But you do see that it's got bars.
I would like so I can't like. How hard would it be to get over and in, or
like a leap?
With pigs there?
Yeah, I think with the stealth check you could probably get in. The pigs had not taken notice to you yet. You know, if you go in and slap them or whatever, they're obviously going to react.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
But no,
I would like. Hello, cat. I would like to. I want to get in. And I want to look in.
Sure. You pull back the cloth, and you see bound and crouched a elf. It seems. Looks like they're wearing not rags, but almost like a tunic that's been worked in. And they kind of look up at you and look kind of shocked to see you there. Ghost, you put up the lens to your eye, and as you do, you see past the chief. You see another cage back here. And inside it, you see crouched down a human, kind of leant up against the side, sleeping. And as you do, the husband moves over and almost into your vision, and you kind of, and goes, materials are good, and reaches out and puts a hand on your shoulder. And is going to cast Hold Person. I need you to make a wisdom save.
Right.
As soon as you said he puts his hand on his shoulder, I was like, fuck, what's he casting?
Don't do drugs, kids.
Don't do school, go to drugs. What? Wisdom save. That was... Sorry, my perception check was a 20.
Yeah, that saw the person in the cage behind.
Don't know if there's anything I can do about Hold Person. Please, DM, I'm going to roll the dice anyway. That's not good. Yeah, I don't think there's anything I can do about that. That's a 3.
Oh, not even close. You feel the gem shift a little bit, and then you see magic coming out of his hand. You can see that etherealness, and then you start to seize up. as he sits you down and has cast Hold Person on you. Then you see the chief nod and move over to the door. Puck, you kind of edge back now, and Nemos is clearly lost sight of you. He's looking around, and
I was going to ask the guy a question if I can.
Yeah, go.
I was going to say to him basically, very quickly, what is happening here?
Looks up at you, seems to understand. The Yak folk, they're farming. They're working towards. I'm trying. This is me trying to think, not them. They will say it pretty quickly. They're helping the folk in the mountains. They want to make something. There's many of us held captive. Don't eat the food. Like something along those lines, being like these guys, they will try and trick you, kind of thing.
Yep. Have there been many other yak folk, like while I was out going to the toilet or whatever,
Yeah.
have there been other yak folk wandering around or anything?
No, you saw none of them.
All right.
There was the guy that opened
yet.
there was the guy that opened the gate, and then he seems to have gone somewhere.
Yeah. I would like to try and very quickly let this guy loose. So cut his bonds, and then if I have to pick a lock.
Yeah, so you'd have to pick the lock on the cage first. Go for lock picking.
Sleight of hand.
Yep.
So 13, sleight of hand plus 8, so 21.
21, easy. You pick the locks. And then just a dagger is an easy enough thing to cut these bonds.
Yep.
Thank you.
I have a couple of daggers. I'm going to give him one.
Okay. Thank you.
And I'll say, I think they might have captured my friends as well. See if you can let anyone else loose.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is put them on the thing. Okay, I will, well, I'll go counterclockwise, whatever term that is in a D&D setting, but they're going to go this way.
Yeah, cool. I'm now going to try and quickly get back. Yeah. What I'm going to do is I'm going to, because I don't know Ghost has been taken, I'm going to horn a silent alarm Ghost. And I assume nothing's going to happen. But Puck is like, oh shit.
You pull it out. Ghost, you hear it.
I hear a horn in my ears.
You're not put asleep. You're under Hold Person.
I'm
going
going
to save from that at some
I think I'll say at this point, you horn a silent and you look back and you see the chief exiting and talking to Nemos. And Nemos is like, we're not that way, and I don't know. And then the chief is just like, seems to be on alert now.
Okay.
And you hear her say, find him.
Okay, cool.
So, I reckon, let's roll initiative. And so we can go, because they're on the search now. But it seems it's just these two that are on the search. So
is initiative an ability check? It is, isn't it?
It is an ability check.
Yes.
Turn order.
Remind me to never use any other dice because these ones are rolling really well today.
Yeah. Cool. So what we're gonna do?
I love you and hate you, Reese.
This is great. I'm loving it.
You know what's funny? Is I'm like, how do I know I can get at least 3 of them asleep? Oh, I'll just pass them a pipe.
They'll absolutely smoke it.
So what we're going to do is, few people in this initiative, but they're not all obviously going to go all the time. So I will get everyone else to roll their initiative if they would please. So what we're going to do
Including
is
the sleeping.
Yeah,
cats.
yeah, because then it will just add that if you wake up.
Yeah.
So
Understood. Oh, that one wasn't bad.
Cartha. It's going to be 17. So Ghost,
10.
Molokov,
15.
Hera,
17.
Nemos,
The one time we get good rolls for initiative.
the Villager, not bad, and Park.
21. This is great. Also, I'm glad, it makes sense that it's me.
Yeah.
Yep, this is Puck's
Outside.
solo mission now.
It's me like, I don't trust anyone, and I'm really sneaky.
Yeah, fuck this one. Gotta find out what's going on.
Okay.
We got Molokov in his heavy armor trying to sneak around.
Clunk, clonk. So, Ghost, you're aware of what's happening. You hear the horn as well. And this yak folk takes its hand off you, looks around the room, but it is not his turn. So, Puck, I'm going to say that this villager does a bit of a run to start with, just before the round begins.
Yep.
But it is your turn, and the fence is going to provide no obstacle, as it is just a nice little hop. But Cartha has just instructed to Neos find him. What would you like to do?
Motherfucker. And I reckon Puck is concerned that he hasn't heard anything from the other end after
Yep.
Horn was alarming Ghost. Fuck.
Can you respond to Horn of Silent Alarm?
No.
No. Okay.
But he hasn't heard anything. All he's heard is find him.
Yeah.
He's like, shit, something's gone down in there. I think he's going to put together that Ghost is some way incapacitated.
Sure.
Fuck. I'm gonna Horn of Silent Alarm Hera.
Okay. Can you read me this description of Horn of Silent Alarm?
I'll find it for you.
I don't think it's going to work, but it could.
It's a magical thing, so I don't know if it
yeah.
has because it is magic. Hang on a second. Horn of Silent Alarm. Okay, sorry. So I have to open it up.
No, that's fine. It's just there are certain words on this effect that could be good.
Yeah. The horn has 4 charges. When you use an action to blow it, one creature of your choice can hear the horn's blare, provided the creature is within 600 feet and not deafened. No other creature hears sound coming from the horn. The horn recharges. So, doesn't matter if she's asleep.
Yep.
If
You would hear
not
it.
Deafened, she can hear it.
What I'm going to
And she's
do...
within 600 feet, so yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to ask Hera to give me a perception check at disadvantage. And I think it would be enough to wake up, because you said it's a magical noise, and it would wake a normal person up from sleeping. Because basically it's magical sleep, and you can only be awoken from this by being shaken or cause damage or whatever, so it's not like a slumber.
Yeah, I was thinking it's magic versus magic, so maybe
Yes.
that helps it cut through.
Perception at disadvantage.
Yep.
Is it 10?
I was going to go for a 10. So, Hera, you kind of go, what the heck? And you hear the boom.
Right. Oof.
And as you do, the rest of your body takes a bit to wake up after you, but you kind of flicker your eyes open, and the first thing you notice is Smolokov out for the count. The second thing you notice is Ghost frozen and eyes open as this thing has got its hand on its shoulder, and no one else is in the tent. Funny enough, you're next, but rest of the turn.
Yeah.
Again, you get no response, so you're kind of like, whoa, okay.
Yeah, I think I'm going to try and get around to the other side of that house, into that kind of corner there.
Yep.
So I've used my action.
Yep.
But I've got all of my movement to go. I mean, I can bonus action move around a little. I mean, if I moved a little more efficiently, maybe, but I can get action and bonus action to get around there and kind of hide a bit.
Yep.
And hide, basically, is my idea.
Run around the side of the house and put your back up
and
against...
draw the crossbow and mask down.
Nice. Into action mode. Hera, you kind of flicker awake.
Yeah. I suppose it's hard to say, and I just got it on the perception check, but would I have an idea of where that sound would have come from?
Yes, you know exactly. I think you know exactly where the horn comes from. Is that correct?
You know what the Horn of Solomon is there.
In that case, I will.
So you don't know the direction of where it came from. You just know that this is Puck's horn, essentially.
Sure.
Right.
It doesn't say you don't know the direction. I don't know about that, but yeah, not that it matters in this case. It just says
true.
that you hear it. So I would imagine that's like you hear where it came from.
Yeah, I think general direction. Like you wouldn't be like, oh, Pucker's 20 feet away with this XYZ.
No, it's like hearing. It's like because I think you hear it as if it's a normal horn.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which you'd be like, oh, it's over there, like, somewhere over there.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can know if it was coming from the left or the right, depending who was blowing the horn.
Yeah.
I'm just the only one that heard the horn. Okay, yeah, because so what I want to do is I will sort of see that Puck's not in here and that no one else is in here, except for the guy that's holding Ghost and Molotov's sleeping. Has he noticed that I've woken up?
No. Let's put it this way. He's doing something to Ghost to hold him in place, and you see that he's starting to look down the inlines of the pockets and the coat.
Yeah, so okay, cool. So he's distracted by that at least. I'm going to judge where that direction came from, and I'm just going to sort of subtly try and move my hand sort of up to the side of my head, almost still pretending to be sleeping.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to grab the earring and I'm going to cast a message to Puck.
Yep.
And I'm just going to say, where are you? What's going on? Horn, danger.
Yep. Okay.
You can respond.
You can respond.
You can respond.
We're in danger. The yak folk are capturing people. There's more captives in cages. I've set one free. Don't eat the food. Don't trust them.
Like getting a little bit of a snack as you wake up.
Yeah, I was eyeing up the cinnamon rolls as soon as my eyes opened. Okay. I can't remember if using my earring was an action or bonus action. I
think it might be an action.
You can use an action to expend one charge, yeah. Okay, that's cool. That's worth an action. I don't know how this is going to go. I don't know what we want to do. I don't know if I should react like that. Well, I did say we're taking captives. I don't want to be taken captive. I suppose we know. No, I suppose we know the two possible factions, and we're not friends with the Vivier anymore, so we don't have to be nice to shifters. Okay. I am going to. Oh, but it's still very. If I've used an action, can I hold a bonus action as a reaction? Or is that not how that works?
No, you hold your action, unfortunately.
No, so you can't hold a bonus action.
No.
Okay.
Bonus actions like
on
you
top
have
of
like
yeah.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
Okay.
In that case, my action's already been used.
You still could do like object interaction or movement.
Yeah. Can I hold my movement?
No.
Only as an action.
You can. The only thing you can hold is your action, if that makes sense. So you use your reaction on a later stage to use your action. Yeah.
Use that action. Gotcha. Okay. Don't really know how to go about this then.
Gonna have to push you. You can let her. Yeah. Malika was like out. Great role playing. You get a point of inspiration. Your options are pretty limited.
Yeah, I think
you could use a movement, but if you want to go undetected, you could do a stealth check. Because remember, this thing is.
Yeah, this guy's right here rummaging, so I'm just gonna hold and sort of see
What's going on?
Just sort of be sitting there listening, sort of trying to hear what's going on, waiting for the opportune moment. Essentially, I'm going to wait till my next turn.
Yep.
And then we'll just see what's happening from there. But other than that, I'm just sort of pretending I'm still asleep.
Cool.
We'll almost just like lying on my right side, but left eye closed, sort of thing, with the right eye just sort of not even looking at anything, but just sort of listening.
Yep.
Being aware, sort of thing, but just trying to look like I'm asleep. Yeah.
All right. Nemos is going to start searching, so he's going to move out here. Look around. He's going to do a search, but I believe you're hidden, Puck.
That was the intention.
Yeah, it's not a great roll anyway. So you see him looking around. He's a little bit panicked. We move down to. Actually, Cartha is first. She is going to move out a little bit, just kind of keeping an eye on what Nemos is doing. The villager is going to continue 30 feet around the back of this hut. Running with a little dagger. We come to Ghost now.
I am incapacitated, cannot take actions or reactions, cannot move or speak.
Yeah, I'm just checking if hold person. Oh, it's concentration. Oh, at the end of each of its turn, the target can make another wisdom saving throw. So at the end of your turn, you can make a wisdom saving throw.
Ah, wonderful.
DC 14.
Constitution save.
Wisdom save.
Wisdom save. Oh, I don't think that's enough in that case.
That went from very happy to very unhappy.
Meh. Nah, it's only a 12.
Only a 12. You try and get out of this, but you can't. And then it comes to his turn. And what I'm going to do... what's the easiest way to do this?
The immediate item in front of him is the thing that I was holding.
True. He's going to take your Gem of True Seeing.
Yeah.
So you lose that. Then I need you to roll... Let's go a D6.
Roll my own fate. 5.
5. That is going to be... Yeah, he pulls the cloak open and... Oh. Takes one of your hammers out. Back to the top of the round. Puck.
How dark is it?
It's nighttime.
Okay.
And there's no lights around this place, so it's dark. There's moonlight, but...
Yeah. Do I kill Nemos? He fucking betrayed me. And that's one less person to deal with, and it probably gets the chief's attention. I am gonna fucking kill Nemos.
Okay, go for roll for hit.
So I'm going to use my bonus action for steady aim. Sorry.
Yep.
Sorry, and then I'm going to shoot that motherfucker.
Yep. He's searching around. He's looking. He's been given an instruction. You aim that crossbow.
That's a nat 20.
Oh,
okay,
fuck
so
it.
that was a 20 and an 8. I'm pretty sure he's dead.
Yeah. Just walk me through exactly what this looks like cinematically.
Okay. Puck sees him coming through, and just in the back of his head is playing through like the suspicions he had when I first met him, and like the fact that he was trying to run from the fight. And he's not bloodthirsty, but he's pissed. He's like, "Oh shit, you have brought us into danger, and we saved your miserable fucking life." And as he kind of walks up, he sees him like turn, like look down, and then he looks up, and his neck is exposed, and there's like that fraction of a hesitation from Puck of just like, nah, bang.
Yep.
And like the of the crossbow goes off straight through the throat. There's like almost no sound. He just and he falls, just crumbles to the ground, slowly, kind of like grasping.
Trying
to work out what's going on.
You know what I'm gonna say, because it's a nat 20, is you goes through the throat and like goes straight through and flies off into the distance, and he stumbles forward and does that thing where he doesn't quite realize what's happened, but he's gonna stumble and then fall behind the gong, and no one's gonna notice.
Fuck yeah.
So he's kind of like gonna like stumble forward, and his neck's just like bleeding out. You can see it, and then he's just gonna turn to the gong and reach for it, and just kind of fall down, and falls into shadows. So good news is that no one's gonna notice.
That is like a 24 plus 2d6 damage. So
his 10 points never stood a chance.
You killed him 3 times.
Yeah.
Okay. Puck just sort of watches as he stumbles down and watches this faint green light kind of come out as his spirit passes. Just sort of a bit of a okay. And then he's gonna reload the crossbow. I reckon he's gonna chuff off and just move straight across. I've already searched his body, so it's not that. It's more just getting into a
hold triangle to loot.
Yeah. He's gonna move down there and just make sure he's tucked away.
Yep.
And then I'll wait there and sort of just be like, "Come on, Hera." And
Love
that's
it.
My turn.
Cool. It is Hera's turn, but Taylor's not there. So with the same initiative, Karthikeya is going to kind of be fussing over, find him, and then looks back at the tent, and then looks back out, and then now Nemos is gone, which is terrifying. If you're in like a Hitman game and being like, oh no, can't see him anywhere. You see her kind of like put her hand on the hilt of the scimitar that is on her belt, and she's going to look around. What's she going to do here? I think you would have noticed as well, Puck, that her other husband is down here to the south.
Yeah, if I can see him down there, I'm aware of it.
Yep.
The other reason for coming over here is I'm a bit scared they're going to hit the gong.
Yeah, for sure.
I saw him kind of going for it, and I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah. She notices her husband down there and calls out to him in that language. And he gets the attention, but she doesn't do anything other than that. I'm going to say that Hera can hold her turn. This guy is dead. Villager moves 30 feet into this cage here and will attempt to open the cage. That is a success. Freeing another prisoner, but they have one dagger between the two of them. So, Ghost. End of your turn. Wisdom save, please.
Just roll. I'm rolling a different dice. Come on. It's not enough.
It's not enough. So roll me a d6.
Oh. Oh. Six.
Yeah, that's going to be your lightning gun. As
It is a very large item strapped over my back.
Yeah, finds it as he lifts you forward a little bit, unstraps it, and kind of like puts it on himself, and looking around at it. And then this other guy is going to move towards Cartha. He comes up, and she's like, kind of saying something to him. It seems like in the spirit of we've got one loose. Like we need to find them. Gives a nod. And then we go back to the top of the round with Puck.
Man, they're fast rounds when half the people can't do anything.
Yes.
Fuck. I think Puck is nervous that nothing has happened with Hera.
Here we go.
Nails back. Do you want to do Hera's turn before mine?
Hello.
Sorry.
No, that's all good. We basically took the whole turn, but you can act here, and that might change some things. It's your turn.
Okay.
It's your turn, basically. Puck killed Nemos.
Oh, nice. Good call.
Hit the body. Has still been undetected, but obviously you don't know any of this. And the Yak folk has taken Ghost's Gematrucing, a hammer, and now the lightning gun.
Okay, great. He's rolling out blind. We'll probably have been sitting there waiting for another signal or something or anything from Puck. I haven't received anything. We'll probably start stressing out. Fuck, to be fair, we'll look to Molokov. Look at Ghost. And we'll get just like an instant of me, Molokov, and a third, and the third's in danger, and is gonna panic. Fuck, it's an action to do that. Cast message again. And Puck's first initial reply to me, and I suppose probably more asking you, Jed, was there like panic in your voice? Was it like a...
It was urgency, I would say.
Definitely, definitely urgency and a bit of panic of like, things are not good. We need to we need to like get ourselves safe.
We need to get out of here to get safe.
He also said don't eat the food, which means you could probably assume that something has happened to you and Molokov.
Yes, that's true. Okay, cool. I'm going to do like a run, and I'm going to throw myself at this guy on Ghost.
Nice.
And I'm just going to slap my hands against him, and I'm going to cast Inflict Wounds.
Nice. You combat roll and just launch yourself at this guy, especially thinking that third person again is in danger, that you and Molokov have come close to. You wrap your hands around his shoulders and go for I think it's a roll to attack.
It is, yep. It's close to being a natural 20. But that is going to be 24 to hit.
Definitely hits. Go for damage.
So that is 16 necrotic damage.
Nice. And he's going to make a concentration check.
Yeah, well, that was my thinking as well. As he's holding on to Ghost still, if I can break that, it gives us 2 people.
Yep. You roll over and grab him, and he is shocked, and he kind of takes his hand off Ghost as this green energy zaps through him, and you see it almost give him like a bit of a jolt to the heart. Ghost, you feel this little bit of necrotic energy almost give you life, and a red glow flicks through your eyes as he loses concentration, stammers back, and looks at the situation in hand as two people are now active. In saying that, I'm going to say your gun is still on you, and you can take your turn. But Hera, anything else? As I'm going to put you next to him because you're in combat.
Yeah. I'll move myself over there. And probably would be about there, sort of trying to get between this guy and where Molotov is.
Sure.
As well.
So with all your kind of rage, you put this necrotic energy in him, and he stumbles back, loses concentration on Ghost, and Ghost kind of gasps for air. Ghost, you're up.
I think we're back to me.
I'm gonna say Ghost at the end of Ghost at the end of this round is not going to get his gun taken away from him.
Okay, cool.
And then
I'll let you just run it.
Then we'll come back to you.
The question is, what the hell do I do?
Not sure, but also, keep in mind he is after you as well because he hasn't taken your gun. So we're kind of retroactively going back a bit.
Yep. You know what? I'm just gonna use my action to tip over my briefcase, and a slightly red glowing paw claw out, and a very angry looking wolf will join me.
Love. Welcome back, Envy.
Not hospitable. Sick of. Yep, just gonna make a. You know what? I'm gonna make a grappling attack.
Okay.
With Envy.
That's a contested strength.
I believe that's how that works. Envy stats are right here. That is +2, 17.
Definitely, you grapple him. You grab onto his arm, yank it down to the ground. He is grappled.
Wonderful. And then I'm going to attempt to move over to Molotov.
All right. You run over to Molotov and see that Molotov is just out for the count.
Yep, I'm out of actions.
All right. He is grappled, but I believe he can still attack.
Yes. Speed is 0. That's it. Speed is 0. You may still attack.
I think the right thing to do here is to cast Thaumaturgy. As you see him kind of growl and you see his voice kind of boom out, and he goes, "They're awake!" And that is going to be his turn. Puck, you hear this come from inside the hut. "They're awake!" And we're at the top of the round.
Yep. He's definitely a bit buoyed by hearing that, because that's what he's been hoping, is that they're up and they're about. So Puck's now going to try and give them some more things to think about outside. So I'm going to essentially, I'm going to break cover. Going to move to there. Oh, yeah, I got it. I'm going to move to there. Hang on.
Run out to the open.
Yeah, move to there. I'm going to shoot the chief with the crossbow.
Yep.
10 on the dice, which is a 19.
That'll hit.
For 10 points of damage. 10 points of damage. Yep, 10.
Uh-huh.
And then I'm gonna do it again.
Nice.
Same thing.
Yeah, crossbow,
crossbow.
hits her and takes a while to find out where it's coming from, but then trains eyes on you and just gives a grin of, found him.
As she starts grinning, another one.
Yep.
Straight through. That's 21 to hit.
Yep, that'll hit. Give damage.
And that's 9 points of piercing.
Very nice.
And then with the last bit of my so that's movement. With my last bit of my movement, I'm going to keep going that way. I think I had about 10 feet left, so I'm going to go to about there.
Yep, nice.
And just sort of start heading that way, kind of thing. Just being like, you know, you've got to deal with me or them. You can't do both.
Sure. Cool. Back to the top of the round, obviously. So Hera, you're in here. You've just cast this inflict wounds, and then Ghost moves around. Envy appears. You hear this guy shout out there of Awaken, like everything is happening now. But it is your turn.
Okay, I was really hoping that he wasn't going to get a chance to shout out. That's all right.
Look, you broke his concentration. You didn't mute him.
Yeah. That's a step in the right direction, I suppose. Some puck. And this guy's Khorvaire, but he might still be able to make a attack opportunity. Try and maneuver myself.
Bless you.
Jesus Christ almighty. Okay, I think I can't see out the door. If I move to the right spot, maybe it's flatty, but yeah, I think Malcolm's gone to sleep. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna leave that measuring it. No, I suppose problem in here first. Yeah, I'll just do it at a first level. I'm just keeping my hands on this guy, almost moving and wrestling in with Envy. I'm just gonna just grip and do another pulse of inflict wounds into him, just at the first level.
Yeah, sure.
That is 15 to hit.
That will hit. Yes.
That's better. That's 19 necrotic damage.
Oh, solid hit. You see like his fur rot away at that, and he's really hurt at that as he kind of goes, "They're awake!" And gets hit back. Actually, you are flanking as well, so if you want to roll advantage just to see if that was a nat 20. Okay.
And I suppose I didn't even think about flanking. And I don't really need to use second. I don't really want to move. I guess I'll just be looking over my shoulder, seeing that Molokov's waking up, and just real flustered, angry. You're supposed to give us tobacco.
Yeah, Molokov's not waking up at the moment, but Ghost is next to Molokov.
You're right. I suppose I see.
Yeah.
Ghost tending to him, sort of thing. But no, I don't really. I sort of just wanted to try and take care of this dude in front of me.
Sure. That you done?
Which is good because I'm now having expended 2 spells into him, realizing that these are not just meek oak fucking goat men. They have some endurance to them.
Got some beef to them.
Yeah.
Cool. Is that you done? Cartha will pull out one of these arrows and look at you, Puck. And as she looks behind her, hears commotion in the tent. She's going to action dash to the gong. And as she gets there, she's going to like reach for her sword, like she's doing this all at once kind of thing, but action dash obviously doesn't allow her to do anything at the gong, but she gets there and is like snorting. The calm demeanor has definitely left her face. Molokov, sorry, you're still asleep. Villagers are going to continue around here, so we've got 12. There we go. As they continue their rounds. Ghost.
I'm gonna find a particular buckle or mechanism on Molokov's armor that I think I might have seen before. I might have seen as he was taking things off, and just slip one of those plates and just push it in the gap between his ribs and try and wake him up.
Oh, sure. That'll definitely wake him up. No damage taken, but Molokov, you awake to a pinching nerve in your ribs that like shocks you awake.
Get angry, we're in danger.
And you hear that from Ghost. Anything else you'd like to do, Ghost?
With my bonus action, how does restraining something work from a grapple? Can you just attempt to grapple again to restrain?
I think you can keep them grappled. I don't think you can build it into a restrain.
Okay.
Unless it
in that
specifies.
case, Envy's just going to sink her teeth in.
Yeah, go for it.
Hopefully. With a... I think it's plus. I have too many pages of stuff open for this. Oh. NV plus 7 to hit, so 16.
That'll hit. Go for damage.
That is 6 points of force damage.
Nice. It bolters down and kind of like tries to push Envy off it, but the teeth sink in. He's looking really hurt.
Wonderful. That's kind of all I've got, so I will just push into the doorway here so I can see what's going on outside.
Nice. You move the flap out of the way and you see Cartha over by the gong. You see this one coming up, and as that ends your turn, nicely timed, it will aim at the flap of the tent and cast... What do you want to cast? Yeah, Sacred Flame seems alright. I need you to make a dex save, please. As you see this move its staff and fling out a bit of arcane flame to you.
Oh, that's huge. 21.
21, nice. So you... Save or suck. Yep. Goes straight past you. Excuse me, sorry.
Rude.
It will then turn around and head back in this direction towards what appears to be 2 cages. But that brings us to the top of the round with Puck. There's definitely commotion coming from the hut now. And you've got a choice.
I'm going to take out my bead of force.
Oh, yes, yes, yes.
And I guess I'll move a little bit to get like closer, I guess, or whatever. And I'm going to throw it at Yakety Sax over here.
Yep. Now, bead of force...
60-foot range, by the way.
Sorry? 60 feet?
You can throw it up to 60 feet.
Jeez, that's so far. Yeah, okay.
Bead of force is just going to... That's not the bubble one, is it? Or it is the bubble one?
That is.
It is the bubble one, yeah. Cool, cool, cool. So, what's the save, Dex?
I'm just looking that up.
Yep, so Dex
Beta
save 15.
Force.
It is a
Oh.
19 save.
Okay, so it takes 5d4 force damage.
Yep.
No, it doesn't. I'm sorry.
I know.
It's save or suck.
Succeed or take. Yeah, okay. Oh, it doesn't matter. So, but
Yeah, that's the
but it doesn't matter
downside
because
of-
she's still any feature that creatures say completely tracked. Creatures see to say she's partially within the area.
Yep.
Any creature or are partially within the area pushed away from the center of the sphere, so they are no longer inside it. So she's
Not
pushed
moved back.
10 feet away.
So, my question to you is, where do you want the center of the speed to be?
Well, I feel like I'm throwing it pretty much. Like, I'm probably throwing it
On the
to
gong.
her and the gong, like in there
Yeah.
kind of thing.
Because what I'm going to put to you is, do you think this will hit the gong?
No, because it doesn't actually hit things. It doesn't like, it's not like it, anything inside it is just trapped inside it.
Right, gotcha.
So
Okay.
it's not going to move it shouldn't move the objects around it,
All good. So she's going to
is
get
my understanding of it.
flung into this
It
wall
does
here.
specify it only affects creatures. Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
I think I was wondering the same thing, whether or not it was going to encapsulate the gong or not.
No, that's all good. So she
Encloses
gets
the area.
hit into this corner here.
I will use the rest of my movement to get perfect. That was 10 plus. Perfect. To get there in front of between her and the gong.
Nice.
Draw my rapier.
Nice.
And be like, I thought you were being our friend. With the
Nice.
creepy mask.
Yeah, as you say it through the mask. Hera. This guy looks ready to be passed to another world.
Let's I'd say that this time will come very shortly.
Envy also has him grappled as well.
Yeah. So I might just leave them be. Can Envy can oh, he's gone. Envy can attack.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
In that case, I will leave this man to the dogs. I will see if Molotov is awake. Sort of give him a nod. Let's get the fuck out of here. I'm going to move myself out past Ghost, out to the edge of like where that gate is,
Sure.
like where that little mound sort of ends, and just sort of scan the area. See Puck over there with this guy.
I do have a question just after your turn.
Mm-hmm.
And this guy's running at the moment, running down towards those crates down there.
Yes, it appears so.
Well, I suppose I don't really know that the crates are there. You can just see him running.
You can see the
down
crates.
that way. Yeah. I'll use the last 10 foot of my movement. Check that that's about right. Yeah, it's about 20 feet. So I'll move That should put him in range. Yep, 28.4 feet. So I will shout out to him. Hey, where do you think you're running to? And I will start to whisper and chant a little incantation, and my eyes will sort of fill from the bottom and start going all milky. And I'm going to cast blindness deafness on him.
You bastard.
Make him go blind.
What is the save?
It is a Constitution saving throw, please. And you can
No, that's
make it again at
5.
the end of each of his turns.
He is blinded.
So he's blinded for a minute.
You see him kind of like stumble forward and reach around with his staff. Good call. Puck, you had a question?
Yeah, I believe the bead actually still exists. It goes off and it's a 10-foot radius.
Yep.
Even if there's nothing in it, it just lasts for a minute, but there's nothing in it because they get pushed away from it.
Sure.
So it's there. So I can't be where I am.
Yep.
And there is now a 10-foot circle centered on the gong that no one can get to.
Love it. Let's make it like that big.
10-foot radius. So it's it's 20. So it's 20 feet diameter.
We'll say it's that big.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, and I'll be yeah, that's cool. But that's good. Now she can't actually get to the gong.
Yeah, love that.
Oh, well, I guess you can pick it up, but I don't know if she knows that. Anyway, whatever.
Yep. Good call. So as this bead of force arrives and you kind of run around and you draw your rapier and say, I thought you were being hospitable, she turns to you, lets out like a snort of smoke and draws her scimitar. And as she does, you see the flames lick around it as she pulls out her flame tongue scimitar and goes, "It seems your welcome has been worn out," and she launch forward to you. So, using her flame tongue sword, this is going to be 2 attacks. Yes. Okay, one is a nat 20 and one is a 5. I'm sorry.
I will silvery barbs that nat 20.
Oh, you bastard.
Thank you.
You can have the advantage, Puck.
17 is the other roll.
17 does meet my AC, so it beats.
Cool. So, not extreme damage, but that'll be 25 points of fire damage.
Uncanny dodge, and I will take half that damage.
Nice. As she flicks the scimitar around, and you feel it get a couple of scratches, and they sear and burn as they hurt you, but not as much as if it had connected properly. What's your consequence from that silvery barbs, Ghost?
I'm so sorry here. I believe. How does this work? Roll a hit die. Even, yeah, odd number, one random creature. You take 3 points of force damage. Again, that red flash hits in the back of your head.
Might want to point out as well that this is the second time this has happened, so maybe some.
And it's genuinely random.
Oh no, I know. I was going to say it's
just really funny.
might be a point of roleplay later on.
You know it's random.
Yeah, Hera does not know it's random.
Hera just knows that you know that she knows that there's a red glow, and now she's been smacked by 2 red glows.
Yeah. So this flame tongue sword comes out, and everyone can see the flame light coming from that direction as Puck squares off against this chief. Except Molokov, who's still inside, but awake. Now, let's have a turn. Molokov?
Holy shit, I'm playing. There's a good nap.
Solid nap.
Right. I guess.
Now, Ghost, remember you have a level of exhaustion as well.
I do. Yeah. It's disadvantage on all of my ability checks.
Yep.
Dog's kind of dealing with him. I'll sort of take a step forward to the doorway next to Ghost. Oh, not on. That'll do. And sort of see this guy looking pretty beaten, getting ripped apart by Envy. And see Puck and the Chief in a bit of a tussle. So I think probably won't be able to see that guy down there. I think what Molokov's going to do is just sort of unsling one of the javelins from his pack. But you can see he's been throwing all sorts of runes up and down this thing. And he's going to throw it at the Chief with Puck.
Yep.
For a natural 1. Great start. But as it sort of flies past, he sort of goes, shit! And with the same sort of runic energy that he used to call the shield back, the javelin's going to return to his hand.
Nice.
And I will throw it again. Hopefully better this time. So that's a 23.
23 will definitely hit.
That one. Thank God for that. What does a javelin even do? D6. Cool. +5. For 7 points of piercing damage.
7 points. Nice. Takes the attention away from Puck for a second. It looks up, flame tongue sword in hand.
And then sort of dislodges and returns to my hand again. And I think I'll sort of sling it back on the backpack and then shield up. I'm going to start charging towards this guy to the south. So I think I've used like 10 feet. So I'll use another 20. There's no squares. I can't tell at all.
Oh, sure. I'll do it. 20 feet?
Cheers.
Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. Perfect. Beautiful.
As you kind of like slide down these little mounds as you're running towards this guy.
Wiping the sleep out of my eyes.
Yeah. Cool. That brings us to the villagers, and they're going to try and continue round here. Making their way to another cage. Ghost. Red flash on Hera. Silvery barbs on Puck. What are you doing?
Good question, DM. Is this the guy that Envy's grappling is looking pretty rough?
Yeah, really rough.
Cool. Envy's pretty forceful.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna run over and pull out my other hammer.
Sure.
Flip it around backwards and attempt to knock him out.
Go for it.
That is a 24 to hit.
That'll hit. Go for damage.
8 points of bludgeoning damage.
Nice. You bring this hammer up and just clonk him around the back of the head, and he is down for the count.
Wonderful. I'll pick up the other hammer. You're like, fucking mine. And then run back out with Envy.
Yep.
Extra attack. How does extra attack work? I can move to there. Envy can keep running. I'll see Puck having some fun. Oh, this is all fun. This does not seem fair to this chief. Yep, Emmy's just gonna go full movement dash. Post up alongside of the chief. All she can do right now. And I will take my other hammer and throw it in the direction of the back of this one's head.
Sure.
It is at disadvantage. That's gonna miss by a long shot.
Hammer just flies off into the darkness.
Very good. At that point, I will pull my pistol and stand my ground.
Understood. So one of them is down. The second one, yeah. Oh, he's blind and deaf. Is it end of his turn he makes the save?
End of his turn, yes, but he's only blinded. One or the other.
Oh, I see.
If that changes anything for you.
Only
I
blinded.
have to pick one. I've picked blinded because it looked like he was running towards the cages and I didn't want him to be able to unlock them.
Yep, no, that's fine. He also can't see anyone to cast a spell.
That was my other intention.
But a spell he can cast in this panic. He's going to keep backing up a little bit. I'm going to say he moves like 10 feet until he feels this fence line. You see him move his staff to his chest and belt out, "Attack! We're under attack!" As that bellows out through the village. Now, I'm going to roll it to 20. 19 is a high number.
$19 yaks.
Not quite. It's just their initiative. But you hear movement from inside some of the huts. But that's going to be their turn, and top of the round is Puckster.
Sick. So what did Silvery Barbs give me? Does it
An advantage. Yeah.
Sick. All right. Well, I'm a sneak attack slashy slash with my rapier.
Go for it.
After, like ducking out of the worst of that blow and just copping a little nick. That's well over 20. 25 to hit.
That'll hit, yep.
And with sneak attack.
Roll all the dice.
Yeah, it's a lot of dice, and they're pretty good numbers. That is 18 points of damage.
Well, good hit.
And then bonus action with the crossbow.
Nice. As you're kind of fending off the scimitar, there's sparks and embers flying. You get a solid strike in, move around to the crossbow and go for attack.
That is a 26 to hit.
That'll
for 10 points of piercing.
Very good. 2 solid strikes. You see that she bleeds deep wounds, but because she's such a big beast, it's taking a little bit to cut her down.
Yeah. Just sort of under my breath. She probably can hear it's like, my kind of party now.
Nice. All right, and then I guess with the reveal of that 19, we have one yak folk there, one yak folk there, and one yak folk there. Appear out of the huts. So that is all the yak folk coming out. Their turn is to awaken, grab their weapons, and come out of their huts. But you now know where they are, and Hera, you are up. Oh, sorry, I need to do the save for the blindness, don't I?
Yeah, yep.
It's not great. He continues to be blind. But it is your turn, Hera.
Yes. Now got more people coming out of doors. It's not good. What do I want? Um, so, I suppose this guy. Fuck. All over the place. Yeah. I suppose this guy that's just come out of his hut. I'll see him. Fucking, I don't know. Surely. Yeah, I'll just test these guys because I know that this guy's tough like that. But we'll see. I'm just going to. I'll pull my wand out and sort of one eye, the milkiness will sort of half come down so that I can see where I'm shooting. I'll pull my wand out and I'll cast a ray of sickness at the guy that's just walked out the door closest to me down there.
Yeah, sure.
Spell slot. It's gonna be 18 to hit.
That'll hit.
Right, that's it. For 8 poison damage.
Nice. The wand casts it out, and as he comes out of his door, gets hit by it and turns to you and just pulls out the saber and grunts at you. He's not happy.
Neither am I. The buckle. And seeing that actually, that there's all these people around now, this is getting a lot more intense than I thought it was going to be. I'll sort of pull back the wand and like a circle around in another one, and I'll sort of pull out in this sort of warp of sort of mystical tentacles will start pulling out of the ground around me, and I'm going to bonus action cast Spirit Shroud.
Nice. What's the radius?
It is a 10-foot radius. Any creature within 10 feet of me.
Nice. As these tentacles start to come up from the ground, Molokov, you kind of notice this behind you as well, and you're like, okay, cool.
But I suppose I will use my movement.
Does it matter that Molokov's in there?
No.
Okay.
I believe it says the
That's all good. Anything else?
yeah, any creature of your choice.
Yep, sure. Done?
But no, I'll sort of move up next to Molokov.
Nice. All right. Cartha will continue to fence off against Puck with this flaming sword. So she'll make 2 attacks again to Puck. I believe his AC is 17. Okay, not as good. What are we doing? Plus. That'll be 2 misses. Fends it off. Flames spitting everywhere. Molokov, you're up.
Right. Is husband number 2 within 30 feet of me?
I believe he is. Yep.
Lovely. I'm going to run at him and tackle him to the ground. Well, try to.
Nice.
My bonus action shove. So contested athletic.
Yep.
For a 24 on mine.
18. So he gets knocked to the ground. And he's blinded as well, so like gets knocked to the ground without realizing what's coming. And oof.
Yeah. Just fucking bowl into
Yeah.
him.
And then behind him, you do see two cages. You can see just below the covers that there are two people in them.
Oh, cool. Cool. I guess Molokov's still processing that for a second. Yeah, not really knowing what's going on in general. I think some answers might be nice later on. So can I, sort of while I'm on top of him and he's on the ground, can I try and use my action to, like, if I pull the rope off my bag, can I try and tie him up?
Yep, I'm going to give him a Dex save against your Dex check.
Dex check, yep, cool. Needs to be good on the dice. 15.
The nat 20. He pushes it out of the way, and I think with a nat 20, he like throws that rope to the side so you don't have it anymore.
Yeah. No, that's cool. All right, sort of just struggling on the ground then with him.
Cool. Anything else?
That'll be it.
That'll be it. The prisoners move round to this cage and... Oh, not as great. They seem to be struggling with this one a little bit. Ghost, you're up.
Sure am. Hey, they're quietly starting a revolt in the background. They're doing great.
Yes. They have one dagger between two of them at the moment, but, you know.
I'm going to stand atop of this hill. And I'm going to do something I haven't done in a while. I'm going to embody my Shroud of Life and Death.
Oh. What does that look like?
This is the red aura.
Yep.
So that sort of light red that kind of flicks behind my eyes starts burning and wisping out to the side, and the medium-sized entity of myself stands up behind me. And
Hera flinches a little bit.
I'll call out for dramatic effect. Lay down your arms, or suffer the consequences of your hospitality.
Cool. Roll me an intimidation check.
Really good on the first roll. That's a 6.
You yell out and you get the attention of those around, but it doesn't seem to take hold at the moment.
That's cool.
They seem a bit wary that this ghostly figure is appearing.
Is it just not quite 30 feet? That's a shame. So I'll like, and Envy's going to attack the chief.
Yep, go for it.
25 to hit.
That'll definitely hit. Go for damage.
7 points of force damage.
Oh, nice.
If I just remember exactly what this bloody shroud does. It's 30 feet, isn't it? Yeah, it is. That's a shame. At the end of my turn, I can move.
You sure can.
So I'm going to wander up sort of over to... I think they've got that covered down there. Over to here and stare this one down. And there's just going to be this... like this pulse of red energy that bursts off the top of his skull. He'll take... How much? Half my level rounded up. 3 points of necrotic damage.
Nice. See, that shakes him a bit. He's like, what the... Grabs his saber and stares you down.
Very good.
All right. Husband number 2 has a Molotov. pinning him down. He's prone.
By the way, just for earlier, when I said knocked him out, I did mean to just non-lethally knock this one down.
Oh, yes, I got that.
Yeah. Very good.
He's going to just attack you with his quarterstaff, I think. Molokov. There's a 15 to hit.
That will not hurt.
He's trying to push you off. He's restrained, he's blinded, he's swinging this thing around. Not a good time for him. But that does bring us to the top of the round with Puck.
He can re-roll to save.
Oh, yes. Natural 2. I need to get rid of that dice.
Puck's learnt a little bit more of the trick of how to block these incredibly strong blows, and so he's catching the blade a little bit earlier, so he dodges those other 2 attacks.
Nice.
And now I will do it again. I'm going to slash with the rapier.
Nice.
It is another nat 20.
Here we go. Bring this chief down.
Okay. All right, let's just calculate how much that is again. So that is 3d6 plus 6. So that's 24 plus... Oh, no, sorry, not 24, 23, because it's not... Yeah, 23 plus all the dice. 23... 28... 31... 40... What? 40... Hang on. That's 10. 42 points of damage.
Oh, not quite enough to bring her down, but this lethal blow stab into her and rip out a huge chunk as you kind of bring her down to her knees.
And as she's on her knees, that crossbow comes up.
Nice.
Doom, right between the eyes. Okay, does a 19 hit?
19 does hit. Go for damage.
That is 11 points of piercing.
11 points of piercing. As you line the crossbow up and it goes straight between her skull and her eyes kind of just roll back as you manage to bring her down with 10 hit points left.
Sick. All right.
The sword drops to the ground and the flames disappear from it as it's no longer being wielded.
Yes, he'll eye that off. But for now, I think he's going to go over and stand. What's that? Yeah, I can get on the other side. Stand there with Ghost.
Nice.
Ready to meet these others who are coming.
As you put the crossbow bolt through this chief's eyes and she falls flat to the ground, the rest of the yaks coming out seem to have drawn their sabers. Ghost is trying to be intimidating. We're trying to sort out what's going on here. I think we'll end the session there, keeping in mind of the time, and see how we go next week on what to do now that the chief has fallen.